Seliphindze lishonile maswahla mahle sengoye omsombuluko sengisesikhathi Libhola Eswatini. This is a show where we basically just talking about anything that has to do with football. And of course, you know, Eswatini these days is hosting the COSAFA tournament, and we'll be talking about that tournament as our first talking point of this show. My name is Patizo Msebi, and I will be with you for the next coming hour. Just in case you're wondering why I'll keep using the George language, it's because part of SADC, or rather most of the SADC countries, are currently watching the show. And you can also follow the show on YouTube. You can follow the show on our Eswatini TV in Jinja, Skujana, Lapokona, Okonagusi, Tola Kona. So the platforms list now are enabling everyone of Nakbugela Gutsi, Abugele, regardless Gutsi Ugupi in the region, more especially, or rather in the world, because we are live on YouTube as well, where you can watch the show, and everyone in SADC is watching us from there. We're going to have a beautiful show where we're going to talk about COSAFA, just an overall view, what's been happening in this year's tournament. And of course, we're going to talk about Royal Leopard, who are currently playing in the CAF Champions League tournament, and they were playing yesterday against Cotton Sports from Cameroon. We're going to touch base on that, and of course I'll be joined by Zwagele Smelane in the absence of Linda Master Dlamini, who's usually with me in the show. But first thing first, we're going to talk about COSAFA. And if I say COSAFA, we have a rep from COSAFA Tournaments Manager, Joshua Nip. Joshua, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And I'll give you a chance to greet everyone, Maswati and the whole of region, because I know for a fact that they are currently watching right now.
Thank you very much, and thank you for hosting me. It's good to be here in Eswatini. It's my first time over here, and I'm really enjoying the country and the hospitality of the people here.
Yeah, so you've been having fun working in Eswatini and all that?
Yes, it's been amazing so far. Really enjoying it. Met some really interesting people, fun people, so can't complain.
How's the tournament going? But before we even go into the tournament, of course, we have to touch base with on the facilities you found where the games are taking place. What impression do you have of those facilities?
I must say I've been very impressed with the facilities we've had. We're using Somklolo Stadium and Mavuso Stadium. Somklolo, very nice pitch, very beautiful stadium, newly renovated inside. Can't complain, everything's good. Mavuso, the same as well, a natural pitch. Beautiful, well maintained, so I can't complain with any of the facilities here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, now COSAFA is being hosted in Eswatini. I think this is probably the first time in a long time that we host the under-20. Yes, we hosted the senior tournaments some years back, and now it's our turn. In terms of the tournament now, not just the facilities and all this, the whole tournament, how has it been?
The tournament's been progressing really well. It's been very exciting to be back. Obviously, the past few years, COVID is hit, so we've been hosting tournaments in isolation, so it's good to have the fans back. The competition has been going really well. We have the teams progressing now to the end of the group rounds. Tomorrow, we have the end of Group A, and then the next day, we have the end of Group B and C, respectively, before the teams progress to the semi-finals on Friday, and then the final on Sunday. So we look forward to that.
Yeah, we have quite a number of countries that pulled through. Talking of, well, basically it's just Zimbabwe who couldn't make it, Madagascar couldn't make it, but say for that, the whole SADC region came through.
Yes, of course, it's a qualifier event, as you know. So teams are obviously looking to qualify for AFCON. So that's why you'll see most of our teams participating. Very exciting, and it's a very good showpiece. And this is the pathway to the FIFA 23 under 20 World Cup, taking place in Indonesia in 2023, and the pathway starts over here. So the top two teams will qualify for AFCON, which will be in Egypt in 2023, and then the top 4 teams at AFCON will then qualify for the under 20 World Cup in Indonesia. So it's very exciting. The pathway starts over here to that competition.
I know, Joshua, you might be very busy to actually even watch some of the games, because as a competition manager, you're running up and down. But from reports you've received, how is the competition within the teams looking like this year? Are you impressed looking at that? We haven't been active, more especially for the juniors because of COVID, and now we're coming in here since I think the last time they competed were the under-17 in Lesotho last year. What do you make of the competition within the teams?
I think the competition is very good, I must say, over the 2 games I've watched of each team. We have some very exciting teams such as Zambia and our previous winners Mozambique in 2020. It's really very exciting. A number of players will be looking to showcase themselves. We have a number of scouts at the competition. So it's very interesting. And I must say the next 2 days are going to be very good to watch and to see who qualifies and gets those top 4 positions.
So who qualifies?
Well, we'll see.
I mean, how do you select the one who's going to qualify?
So the 2 finalists
AFCON?
of the COSAFA competition, which is a zonal qualifier. So the 2 finalists over here will qualify for AFCON.
Okay.
And then that will take place in Egypt in 2023, which is next year. And then the top 4 at AFCON will then qualify, as I previously said, for the
World Cup.
For the World Cup.
So here we are looking at potential World Cup teams that will be competing there, which might be very good for COSAFA, the region as a whole, if that can be possible.
Very, very, very excited. Obviously, we like to push our teams here in the COSAFA region, and we want them to strive on to African glory and also then World Cup glory. So it all starts over here.
But Joshua, if I take you back a bit, what does it take really to host such a tournament? I know there's a lot going on in terms of acquiring the rights, the venues, checking all that. You are the man running up and down during the competition, making sure everything goes as planned. What does it take hosting such a tournament?
Without sounding too hectic, it takes a lot of work. It's a lot of planning, a lot of dedication. We have a very, very small team at COSAFA, which comes together for tournaments especially. Everyone knows their role, and then we obviously have an LOC, which is based on Eswatini members who have now come on board with us to work at this competition. So they've been very good, working very well with us. There's a lot of moving parts to put in place to make a tournament really well. Fortunately, we host 8 competitions a year, so it's just another one for us. So we're very used to running these type of competitions, fortunately.
A successful competition will be determined by a lot of things. This one was good, this one, there's something that needs to be fixed. From what you've experienced so far, from what you've done, I know we're playing only the last group rounds tomorrow, starting with Eswatini and Zambia among the groups. What's your highlight of the event so far, of the tournament?
Highlight's been the competitiveness, I think, of the teams. There's been no easy games. We've played 12 games with 34 goals scored, so that's very exciting. We have a goal scoring problem in this region.
I know.
So that's very exciting to see that things are slowly starting to change. It's good to see teams such as Seychelles and Comores competing. Comores have played 2-1-2. That's very exciting. They've brought a team predominantly mixed from Comores and some French players which have Comorian descent. So that's very exciting, and testing themselves against other players in our region. So it's really exciting to watch.
Over the past few years now, we're starting to see teams bringing in players who've got experience competing in the highest level. You're talking of I was seeing the team from South Africa. They brought players who are competing in the Premier League, like Mduduzi Shabalala from Kaizer Chiefs. What does that speak to in terms of the tournament?
That's very important, and it shows you how teams are taking this competition very seriously. Now that it's a zonal qualifier, you're playing for something. You're not just playing. You're playing for fun. You're playing for a spot in the Africa Cup of Nations, which will be huge for a team. For example, like Mduduzi is playing for South Africa, and that comes with opportunities for these players, which is very important. A lot of these players are academy graduates. Some of them moving into the first team. So it will be a very good opportunity for them to showcase themselves.
I know for sure with the under-17 tournament, Mduduzi Shabalala was one of those players who got an opportunity after performing the under-17, and he went to Spain, I think, and Belgium as well, if I remember very well. What other opportunities do we have for this other 20 team, or it's just that we're going to base everything on what the scouting reports will say from the scouts who are here?
Yes, we have a lot of scouts at the competition. We have some more coming in, some from Italy, from France. So that's very exciting. So some players will be getting contacted after this competition. We know that COSAFA has produced a lot of international players over the years, such as Patson Daka from Zambia. He participated in this competition. He's now playing in the English Premier League. And that's just an example of what a competition like this can do and change a player's life.
I'm sure you've been quite impressed with the way the tournament has been handled. Where now we are left with only a few games, where aspects would you say if we just improve this side of the competition, we might just have a better tournament, a finish off to the tournament?
Well, I must be honest. The tournament's been going really well, and it's good to get the first day out the way and sort out all the problems. So I must say everything's been going smoothly since then. So I can't foresee any problems ahead. So it's just about pushing through to the semi-finals on Friday, and then we have a very exciting third and fourth place and final match on Sunday. But I think it'll be all to play for the semi-final spot, and then also the semi-finals will be jam-packed because of course it's the final before the final because you're playing for the two spots to go to AFCON. It'll be very interesting this weekend.
I know I've seen this since, more especially I can be sure of post-COVID. We've seen the COSAFA tournaments, free entry to the tournament for everyone. First of all, I'm going to ask you, have you been impressed with the attendance of the games? I know it's a bit tricky coming to midweek games, but what can you say? What impression do you have of the attendance so far?
The attendance has been really good from what I've seen. Obviously, it helps when the host Eswatini are doing well and playing good football, which I must say I'm really impressed by. So they won their first game, unfortunately, lost in the second, but all to play for in their last game. So tomorrow we encourage the fans to come to the stadium. Obviously, for the past 2 years, there have been no fans at the stadium. So we encourage fans to come through. We have sponsors on board. We're doing activations, giving away prizes at the stadium. We've got DJs, performers. So please come through in numbers and enjoy the vibe at the stadium. Enjoy this good football and see our future stars.
Joshua, you're not supposed to have one, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Which team has impressed you the most in this tournament?
I have to say Team Zambia. With their track record and what I've seen so far, I think Team Zambia will be good to watch.
Would you tip them to go all the way?
I think so. If I have to choose, I think Zambia will be one of the finalists.
And with who? Because now we're looking at the region being represented in AFCON and eventually at the World Cup. If you were to pick two representatives that you're confident will take us through to the World Cup as a region, I know I'm putting you in the spotlight, but I'm going to go ahead and do it.
That's a tough question. Obviously, we'll have to bring our calculators out tomorrow and the next day to see who qualifies. So it's obviously the top three of the groups and then the best second place. So it's difficult to tell at the moment the best second place. But also, I must say, really impressed by Angola and Mozambique. So I think we can't write them off. And also, perhaps South Africa. They showed a good performance today against Namibia. So maybe if we get our calculators out over the next 2 days, perhaps we see them there as well. So all to play for.
Yeah, it's encouraging to see how COSAFA is invested in development. Because if you got, I know you're going to Malawi for the under-15 school tournament.
Yes.
Tell us about COSAFA and development. I mean, you seem to be doing well for the region, and we'll start to see the benefit. You mentioned Patson Daka, who's now playing in the Premiership. We want to see more of those players who have started from this tournament.
Yes, we're very excited for the start of the African Schools Championship, also a zonal qualifier.
Yeah.
So the winners of the zonal qualifier will then go on to the CAF overall competition. This is the first of its kind. And it's very important. I think schools football in general in the region and in Africa is lacking. We've seen it in other sports where schools are dominating. So it's good to see that we're now moving into football into the schools.
Yeah.
And I think that will see a huge improvement in our development. And then moving on to, in December, we have the under-17 qualifiers, which is also a zonal qualifier for the AFCON. Okay. So two very interesting and exciting competitions coming up for us on the COSAFA calendar. And, we're all about development. So this is just this CAF African Schools is just one additional competition we've added onto our calendar to boost the development in football in this region.
And I see in terms of adding more competitions within the COSAFA catalogue, there's also beach football. Can you see more of those kind of sports? You're talking of futsal and all that's being added up and being taken more to a competitive level like we are with the normal football as we know it?
Yes, well, interesting. We just come from the COSAFA beach soccer in Durban. We came straight from Durban to here. We had a very successful tournament. There are 8 teams, Egypt and Senegal notably, who are the big teams, Uganda as well. So those teams will competing in the Africa Cup of Nations beach soccer, which will take place in Mozambique later in this month. So that was good preparation for them. Very successful tournament. We had a lot of fans coming through to the stadium. We also had a development tournament for schools from under 13 to under 18 in beach soccer. We've noticed that there's not a lot of leagues for beach soccer, so we're starting with this development tournament so we can get kids playing beach soccer and also just developing the game. We've also seen a lot of the islands, for example, like Comores and Seychelles. Those players start off playing football by playing beach soccer. So it's very interesting, the dynamics of the region.
It's exciting. Unfortunately, Eswatini doesn't have the beach vibes, you know, where we can practice. Maybe I would have been a star in beach football, who knows, because, you know. But Joshua, thank you so much for coming through, and we do hope we're going to be able to catch up with you before you even leave, because I understand the finals are on Sunday.
Yes, correct.
So semi-finals?
On Friday, and then third and fourth. Saturday. Yes, rest day on Saturday, third and fourth, and final on Sunday.
Or they're going to play the same day?
Yes, same day.
And we see presentations and all that.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, man. It's great to have you. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Joshua, who's going to just stand right there for the next few seconds before we welcome our next guest, which is Zwagele Smilan, who's going to be our analyst. He's going to be talking about COSAFA first, because we have Eswatini being represented, and we want to see from his eyes, he's one person who's been involved, more especially in development as well, within his scope of job, Eswatini Sports Recreation Council. He was with the team, I think it was 2017, where they went to Botswana and brought in, was it bronze or gold? He's going to tell us more about that, but he knows the players better. So Zwagele Smilan will be following up shortly after the break.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds, full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, to feel the rush of life overwhelm you, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. You ask, and we give you the royal experience. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. There are but a few places on earth so special, so unique, and so spectacular, where it becomes the rite of passage for the ambitious travelers, the courageous souls, to all have the one and only royal experience. That day when you look deep into your heart and leap into an ancient world so very different from your own, where magic, beauty, and love are shared forever. Then you will have a royal experience. There is just one place on earth where the people make you feel a part of their kingdom, where you just might volunteer to awaken spirits, enrich minds and work alongside communities to build, motivate, and inspire. This is truly your royal experience. When you dream of a different world, beyond the ordinary, beyond time, discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience.
Hlelo mbukeli selongelo Libhola Eswatini, and I'm still your host Patizwe Msibi. So let's call Matenza Watayo Ekosafa. Now I'm joined by Zwakele Smelane. Ngoni, welcome to the show. Singinikele ithuba ukuthi uvusele eMaswati and Sadak wonke, because I know for a fact ukuthi Sadak is watching.
Ngivusela kakhulu Patizwe. Ngiphize ukuthi ngivusele kakhulu babukele emakhaya, especially the loyal viewers. Kubeke ngami ngabe ngikhuluma tonke le tilimi talamave la over 10 lesinawo la manje ke
ugcile nje la Swatini nasesingizini
nangathi ngiyangala asengabe sengidela umalwimi nga practice
ngidakunika lethuba ukuthi uzamele egcine into asimawuthi luma sebese sivele siphumile la moyeni singanoba nenkinga because waqala ukuthi luma nyalo sidaba nenkinga but Zwakele indzaba lekhona lana for wena ngihlale ngikubona emagameni I see you once in every game you've been around. How is the tournament for you? We can't say.
So far, the tournament is exciting.
Yeah.
Now, abuka lokuthi ema goal asashaya ma teams. Lehlukene. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, nalama ngoba lokunye Patizwe lokuthi kuwine bani, akawini bani ushaya ngibani. Into ngavami kwenteka lokho. Usually ivame hamba one way traffic, especially like my group stages, but now mina ngushayile loya umshayile yena ungishayile ngolo excite kakhulu Patizwe lokho.
But ke Zwakele ngidawufuna ukuthi nyalo sibuke Eswatini, our country, ukuthi khamba kanjani isihlangu lesincane sihamba kanjani, because if usibuka these young boys, these are future national team players.
Yeah.
So what have you picked as a the first game we played against Botswana? What did you make of that game?
What an exciting game.
Yeah.
Ngona bekubuka sengathi basekhama.
Okay.
But finally sagcina sikhonela ukuthi sibanqobe Patizwe. Bafana bethu they've assembled a very good side. Nale team now ibuka ukuthi ibalance le Patizwe, I don't want to lie. Now buka le team le from goalkeeper uyofika ku depth ebenchini uyabona ukuthi team le balancile. Lokumqoka kakhulu lokuthi how do you make the team ukuthi be unit dogcina uthole ama result.
Ngibona ligolinali Zwakele, I'm sure they're going to repeat it for us. For me ne le goli le la Zwakele lingitshengisa something different.
Yeah.
Because if ubuka, I think there was only one player missing from that attack.
Yeah.
Because we have a player near post.
Yeah.
And we have another player coming in for post.
Yeah.
So even if that player didn't score that own goal, the ball was definitely going to fall. What do you make of the way the team has been drilled?
Ngicabanga ukuthi lama threes la ngolamgcoka Patizwe nawubuka lokuthi njengoba usho ukuthi noma kuthiwa wayimisa le opponent bemthwala ngilama numbers and
asingayibamba just before la.
Yes.
There is a player so it catch the near post.
Yes.
But umdlalo weBotswana uyabona ukuthi iyabhema.
Yeah, what if attack ngemfuthi khona lo dako nakungento angiyekele. Itawela ku utashaya goal only to find ukuthi le thinking nale reaction sekuyaphikisana ngoba yena wacabanga ibhola ayigame yagcinisha ibhola lakhe kwankena goal ngoba on goal.
Kukhuluma ngayo yona le drill esikhuluma ngayo.
Yeah, kukhuluma ngalo ngama drills esikhuluma ngayo. Lama drills nangabe uwadojile ku training siyawabona nabo wente wona kuyatentakalela tonke involved. Athi ukuthi ufake amandla lamanenge.
Kwente kani lana Zwakele le goal le kanjena ulichaza ulithini?
ya le goal lenhlanhla leli iphathiso nangabe ethi inhlanhla tingakini kwente kade into ethi njengalethi nawubuka lokuthi kude lokurong labakwenta labakithi but ekugcineni kwakonke igoli lingenile because nawubuka lokuthi near post it's attacked but ibhola yaphinde futhi ibhola yangena khona kusho ukuthi kahle kahle awareness beyikhona lokuthi asikadzeni la but njengoba ngisho ukuthi makuthiwa igoli lenhlanhla nje kuyenteka lokho.
Mina ngifuna ngifuma kusilenhlanhla ngifuna ukuthi kuba ne miscommunication between goalkeeper and a defender yakhe, but then we had the chances nathi Zwakele what a deep in stoppage time naso another brilliant attack, another finish.
What a goal. Kodwa nawubuka Partizan njengoba usho ukuthi lawa imizubela ngema highlights nawubuka lokuthi kunengi lokwenteka
in between
prior to this goal uyabuka lokuthi kunengi lesakufuna ukuthi siku perfect mina ngabe sithi misele ukuthi ufuna sigcine sifike kashane nale tournament. Nawubuka nje lapha igoli salishaya bese kulate kakhulu netihlwele bese give upile ukuthi kusho ukuthi igoli namhlanje nangeke silithole lelinye,
but ke wathi slow umcoko kwaba yini the players ekhathe ground naba give up hang
yeah
na goal belithole
ya ngilesithi i-character lokho Partizan kumcoka kakhulu kubafana bakho lokuthi i-character uyifaka ukuthi ama-goal they never scored at the same time but that shall go nathi dathuala to but shall go lencezigcine seshaya samane.
Ngibuka leli goli leka ngendlela lashaya ngayo Mayibonga Bambita Suarez kuyakutshela ukuthi udlala top football because he's a Singizin player. Singizin are playing in the Premier League, and they were playing in the first division, which is also competitive.
Yeah.
If you look at the way he took that goal as Zwakele, does it say Lomdlali he's gaining some valuable experience from in Singizin, because it's not easy. The technique he applied Lapa, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. He made his body bigger so that no matter he miss a part of the body, but the other part of the body can help. Because the bola betsinga nje ukuthi ayithinze kuphela ingene netini.
Beautiful sense to see Maswati joining in kuyo celebration. It was a beautiful win overall because Maswati aphuma ato supporters.
Yeah, a very important win, a very important win. Ngicabanga ukuthi from here kwakufuneka sadle ukuthi sibheka at least direction bese khona after the win yeBotswana.
I'm happy on little goals. Well, he used what?
You see?
Foot.
Yeah, he made himself bigger because lo nyawo bebingakaconzana lo bengasi parallel. Kodwa uthi makusho imisa lo nyawo
contact na lena.
Exactly, contact ngale ngicine kubel goal.
Well, siyadlala siyawina. You thinking ukuthi well we won the first game, confidence is high kubo bafana. They are going to go into the next game high, playing Zambia. I know Zambia over the past few years, development-wise, Zwakele, they're just miles ahead. Mausa a game then before even we see the results and all that. Bokaten.
Kuhlupa nje ukuthi sinephathizo sicale sobuka ama games previously history yale team ku Kosafa ithini vele bekunalo livalo ukuthi it won't be an easy game against Zambia. Bengigathela ukuthi vele kukhona lokukhulu lokungentaka uzivele, but on the day sawathola emathuba ukuthi besingayiqoqoda le match.
We're going to get there Zwakele, but you're looking at the attendance. Ubuka everything lo bebakhona lapha abantu ubukela le ball. Emaswati bekaphumela tosekela bona bafana unganaka usima under 20 aphuma.
Emaswati aphuma Partizan ngibuka lapha ngabona sengibona nema students abantu besikolo. Ubuya lokuthi kusho ukuthi livangeli noma ke ibhola iyathandwa futhi labafana ba support. Uphinde futhi unobona nebantu lesibadiko ebholeni letinyawo labadlala kulamanye amave laba bazadlala kulamanye amave lokufaka bo Ezro Nyanjoro beka khona on the day. In fact he is always present.
Yeah. Beka ba khona ke Nyanjoro is one person ngimhlele ngimbona kulama tournament. I thought I was going to spot him there, but you seeing naba abadlala lapha ngiyambona Suarez Zwakele lo ngiyamayibona lengithweni sengizini ngiyambona ayanda kunene among the boys. The depth of the squad, the coach nangela Pascal assistwa ngusabelo Mnisi. What do you make of the depth of the team from the technical up until to the players inside?
Quality coaches, experienced coaches, coach laba practiceako ngibekise nje Sabelo Mnisi, coach we Young Buffaloes is always there, has been always with bafana labancane with the team like Premier League. Boskalo ban experience coach ama team lamakhulu, so ngicabanga ukuthi quality.
Now, first attack, we got the first chance. Zogele, first 2 minutes, we already have a chance. Lilihle phela ukuthi singascore a goal. What did it do wrong?
There's nothing wrong that we did, but we were very unfortunate ukuthi azange langena le goal. Now bola ukuthi saba very unfortunate. Now bola ukuthi nabo baphinze basithola masinyane futhi lithuba lenjalo baphinze nabo bageja. So ngicabanga ukuthi i-finishing yasibula on that, especially in the opening minutes. Sabula kakhulu i-finishing. Kube sakhona ukuthi sithole igoli within those opening minutes. Ngicabanga ukuthi bebange babuye lapha seSambia.
But beSambia Zogele, as siyabathi bayingodi, how do we allow them to have such opportunities? Team lenjenge Zambia Zogele uyifumela njani kanje?
Akusikuvuma phese.
Look at this.
Akusikuvuma phathizwe phese, but ukhanzela ukuthi umunye wethu utaba sengathi bese sivumele bonke labantu sibetekile, because nawubuka lapha i-mistake yaba khona ku right full back wethu longaze engicabanga ukuthi akazange concentrate kahle ukuthi akazange anticipate ukuthi kungento le ball ichamukele kuwe, of which yagcina senta ukuthi bagcina bathola lithuba lenjalo lapho sela slimate on the day.
Yeah, how do we avoid that?
Concentration. Yes.
Igame iyaqhubeka eSwakele eZambia, proving to be strong, but nathi bese nani ngeke sifunelela pass, but look at another run from way deep. Ibhola ke ifika eboxini. Hayi Swakele.
Nangabe ephathizwe, you don't put pressure kubantu laba, especially ibackline nsi yathu
siyahle. Usithethe le ball.
Yeah, ngile ufuna kusho ukuthi nangabe ungayifaki pressure kubantu laba i-backline yahlale inet number etinenge. If you don't chase but down baba ngeke inombolo bagcina into a very dangerous pass. Yabona nje le mfana othosuka kubona I ran about over 30 meters,
but to
make a pass.
Buka kusile bhola every time kuba nemidlalo ku blind spot
longakaphikwa.
Does it go back to drills, awareness of badlali, awareness of techniques and everything in between?
Yeah, kuba ngilo vele but nangabe i-awareness good, nangabe ema-drills angawenti kahle, you always have my problems let into njalo. Mawubuka nje lapha ukuthi that thing happened 3 times kule kwesitri kwagcina ku goal, vele you get punished. It doesn't international. What a miss Basizwe. Mawubuka lapha ukuthi we did everything correct, but we're very unfortunate ukuthi goal yazange salithola. Maybe bese kufuneka ukuthi kumbe kusale kufaka swayi kancane. Yabona kudla mase kuvuthiwe besifuna bese ufaka swayi kancane sekuwe.
Bese kushoda snow.
Bese kushoda snow lesincane kugcine sithole goal. Otherwise I don't want to lie, what a player he is.
Could take
a player from Moneni Pirates. Le flame Moneni Pirates ayibona on the day.
The pass,
the cross,
and wabona wabuka.
Yeah, waiting for them to so fikile. Pass ibhola sophinde sofikile. What a finish. Half finish, because that again.
He had all the time to even control that ball.
Yeah, he had all the time, but there's nothing wrong that he did.
Besides
not scoring, exactly.
Yeah, but the whole movement of the team going forward, if you do more of that, I'm sure we're going to get something eventually in the tournament.
Really. If you can concentrate on crosses and guma set pieces, that is where a game is won. Now buka lapha nje now balithola from ema crosses ligoli, balithola from a set piece, that is a corner kick. Nathi sawageja kakhulu they were from crosses lamanenge. Nasinga concentrate kuloko singenta ngconywana ku next game parties.
Siyabonga Zwakele, the keeper wayo Eswatini. He had a good game. Mabuka the number of saves he did for the country.
Yeah, that's a good goalkeeper regardless of his height mfishanyana, but nje he did all kwenteka kahle konke. Mina nje kude ngibona sengathi wafoltarisha khona save for ukuthi vele lebalishaya ecala emvela abalikhulu kakhulu sabe ngalivimba ene goalkeeper kude.
Yeah, stalibona Zwakele ongajaki kumjustify ukuthi ngoba ngangibani goalkeeper.
Bafana bami la basenhlitweni yami but akufuneki ba expose.
No. Sometimes when Zwakele talking about these things and the boys bababona. Look at the goal Zwakele iyaqala counter badlali bethu. We are already chasing. Look, another mistake.
The third mistake, very same mistake that the player did before. Nyalo sebaspanchile, it's a goal.
Okay, so I was bengibuta wena nyalo ukuthi yini loku wrong laba kwendile ku the first mistake wathona kude loku wrong, but we seeing the same thing le ndeka go. Look at this miss kick, another player blind spot. I talked to you about the blind spot issue. Another case of it, classic case,
punished.
Why you kwendekani?
Ngicabanga ukuthi concentration anticipation, because I don't think ku critical kakhulu lapha ukuthi abengede aku attenda lokho kuma drills akhe coach. So ngicabanga ukuthi kube anticipation.
But if it happens 3 times, so again 3 times,
then it goes back to the technical team ukuthi ba correct umdlalo wabo, because lento makwenta once twice kufuna bese uyimkhola to order my play.
But position asasikhohle ukuthi uyinkhomile azama uyiclearish.
Yes.
But communication between him and the goalkeeper abuka ukuthi bani umake kahle nibakuma kahle, because we had about 3 players lapha ekhatha boxing.
Yes.
Baphike bani nabayi 1-2 baphike bani
baphikene bodwa, of which communication goalkeeper ngicabanga ukuthi yalekhisha lapho. That was a bad sign yebandla abafuna kuwina. Nangabe ufuna kuwina, you shut the doors in attack nephambili. So lapha nje I was very disappointed ngendlela kwenta ngayo, because it happens once, twice, thrice, it's a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you, I don't know how you take the blame to, but who addresses the issue? The player has to be aware, or you talk to the technical bench. But
it has to be the coaches. It has to be the coaches, because on the day so busy. Sekukhulu ukuthi so ngabe sewona so sola goalkeeper kulongne.
Yeah, now another chance for Eswatini. Different is Zambia is taking their chances, but we're creating better chances and we're not taking them. So yini lenkinga kan?
There's no lobo khuluma ngaso ngicabanga ukuthi siyashoda. Yonke into Partizo iyathandazelo. It's unfortunate for this miss lo mdlalo, because le bhola yabuye enyaweni longeselo lakhe Partizo. Le bekathenga lakhe nya bekasime ngalo. Udlala nga left lo mfana yabuya nga right. That's why he had a poor shot.
Didn't they have better options to pass? By what's labanye these things utifunza good development, and you'll never cheat development in football.
Yeah, kuma developed countries ngabe ngumsola kakhulu manje ke you are not a developed country as far as football is concerned. Sibambe nje etulu kufuneka silungise kona lokuncane lesinako, so ngicabanga ukuthi ngilesinako Partizo kufuneka we have to build it from there. Yeah.
If Begna something you'll want from this game against Zambia, because Zambia, my favorite of the whole tournament, so again, is to go to the halftime break. You'll accept that at the standard. Let's go to it was promising. What did we have to do second half? We equalize, because taking a 1-0 to the halftime is not that bad, because you still have a chance to come back. In Bongoleskwende must be a second half.
Ngicabanga ukuthi lebes mayesiwente Partizo, because sabona ukuthi our number 10, that is Maibongwe, was struggling ku striking force. Bekufuna ukuthi bese siyamsusa kuba top man, simdrop abuye ngemva be playmaker, sithathe lo ngale ngaka left abe coaches 5 simbuyisa ku striker. Ngicabanga ukuthi besingathola ama results nga that way.
Trying to play from the back, sayiluza ibhola eswakele attack for yona Zambia.
Yeah. That's ngasesikhathi Partizo kufuneka ema basic labe sabesakho na ubuka lapho Partizo na uthi ubuyele emva kancane. Le defender yethu failed to lift the ball out of a danger zone. Na ubuka bese kunosele ball ayishaya khashane yona ayishaya thutana. Ibhola ba intercept kanti phela bavele bas attack to ease the pressure kufuna ukuthi ibhola bese nidlala khashane wena achuba kadlala thutana. That's why babsheshe babuye boxing bafe bashaya goal. That was our captain
Aposo.
Libhola Partizo.
Yeah, goal Laposo, and it's hard to stop.
It's hard to stop. Yeah, it's hard to stop.
If you are a coach who lose a 2-0 against a team like Zambia in a crucial game for you, considering the structure, the tournament list ngayo kuze ukuchubekele embili. Uthini kabafana who are already dejected, look at them walking around.
Nangabe kuse mini league, that is kuma point system, ngiveke ngithi shut the doors. Sentele ukuthi noma kuthiwa sesiya ku goal against sesingale. What it means.
So ke
masiya ku goal against kanje ukuthi abakashaya amagoli amaningi kakhulu.
How do
yeah, kwenteka lo Partizo. Kwenteka especially mase under pressure. Kwenteka into njengale. But nje will grow from that.
Mina ngibuka la highlights phela zwakele ukukhumbula ukuthi there is that added pressure ukuthi sidlala ekhaya. I'm looking at the chances of very good goalkeeping.
Yeah.
But where is our defenders? Two players are taking going for the ball and Bongtuba Sezambe. Where are our defenders?
I-concentration sese-attack but now ball is best attacker ngenombolo obvious not but as counter attacker but akwanza inombolo sethe incane nabe sebas attack kuba kanjalo but ngayo attack inombolo iningi ku defender iningi is quite impossible.
So we lost this game, but mina nambukele if you were not at the stadium and you're watching these highlights for the first time, you are thinking no man, we are supposed to win this game.
Yeah, njoba ngisho but is very unfortunate ukuthi le game lesagcina sakhona ukuthola i-draw betasibeka somewhere sagcina vele siluzile igame lenjengalena but is Zambia leading 2-0 shut the doors but us humiliate so that if you come back game later hako si prepared and si positive lokuthi we can do better.
Yeah, so let's take a look at some of the standings ngendlela segame ngayo because we know ukuthi kuhamba yinye team going to the next stage. Here we are swagele, we are third kule group lane.
Yeah, good parties, but it's not that difficult kuba number 2. But inkinga lokuthi ke number 2 is not guaranteed ukuthi unglo number 2 lo tamthola ngale ukuthi wente engcono. Now ubuka lapha uthi siya Mauritius sibabonile bafana bancane kakhulu base Mauritius. Xa singema 17s nema 18s bancane kakhulu. We are expecting inakuzana a win tomorrow against Mauritius. Let's be at 6 points.
For me, this is one tough group as well. Excuse us on that win for Mozambique. Mozambique have actually played 2. They won 2 because they won against Angola in this group, which means they got 6 out of 6, 6 points out of a possible 6 points.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite to go through?
Hey. Good parties. Party nje lengakusho ngakaphendula. Lo tawuphuma kule group le tawudlala ama finals. Lo tawuphuma kule group le.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the other groups. You got Comoros, South Africa, Malawi, and Namibia. So Comoros right now are favorites to go through. They already have 6 points.
No, they are at the top. They're not the favorites.
Yeah, but if you go into the last game and you get a draw, you are through. So how can they not be favorites? They're playing South Africa.
Who is South Africa?
The same team that was beaten by Malawi.
Did you see South Africa today?
Yeah, but did you see them against Malawi?
Patizwelapa, my favorite is South Africa.
Because of their name?
No, because of being South Africa.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Because of their name, and you're saying because of being South Africa.
Not name per se, but ngibona indlela abadlala ngayo Patizwe.
Swagele, you seen Comoros.
Yeah.
They managed to go in and get players from France.
Yeah.
Those French-speaking players, they've done it with the senior team, and now they're doing it with the juniors.
The juniors, yeah.
So these players from Comoros, they are very technically good. And tactically, the coaching staff is doing something.
Doing something.
You really think South Africa will easily beat Comoros?
Not easily, but they will beat them.
So South Africa for the win?
Yeah, South Africa for the win and qualify.
So again, I hope you'll keep on your words when the time comes. But anyway, Eswatini is playing tomorrow at the last round. Let us determine ukuthi siyaqhubeka or not. Sasa isibeka phithini iMauritius. What do you think of that game?
Hey, kufuneka vele sibe ruthless. Sibe ruthless Patizwe. Kufuneka sibe all out. Do or die. Into yokuthi sita defender sikubeka eceleni vele sithi funa sithi ne attacking team. Now ubuka lokuthi labanye kule group lengabuyela emva kancane kule group lengale bawashayela amagoli maningi kakhulu banabo 5 labanye banabo yebo khona bashaya bo 5 so nathi
Mozambique banabo 6
you see so thina lapha funa vele sibe ruthless kithi it's a knockout a do or die. It's all or nothing for Swaziland for Eswatini.
So we take care of our business lelo kunye sekutawulandzela ukuthi
lokho sekutawulandzela sibenda njani lapho
because clearly sitahamba is second best.
Yes, definitely we can.
Yeah.
Nothing is impossible, but nothing is impossible.
So on score prediction.
Hey, 3-0
for us. Do you
For
think
us.
do you think it will be enough?
no, it would not be enough, but
So
it's
you're
3-0.
admitting defeat could just permit it in.
We scored 3-0.
So we are out ngiyakusho kwakho. Because we need more. Kuhamba njani kulawa nyama games?
kuhamba njani but nje thina ngathi sizoshaya amathathu Pathiso.
Huh. 3 goals from Zwakele like awabonako yena ukuthi singawashaya.
Ungathinga phandle uvame kumcinela. Ungathinga phandle.
I'm here for the questions, Zwakele. I mean, I don't have an
What
opinion.
Singapore?
I don't have an opinion for this kind of games, Zwakele, or rather, I just don't have an opinion.
Cha,
'Cause
ngale.
we only have you here because you are an analyst. You're the analyst. I'm not an analyst. I'm here to just ask you the question as an analyst. Sibone ukuthi uthini and sibuye sikwambe sikhame emagameni akho because bese it goes back to credibility. Kuhamba njani but
true, Pathiso, yeah.
so far I'm disappointed kakhulu. You got your moments. But sitawubona ukuthi kuchubeka kanjani. But another game Zwakele, it was a busy weekend for Eswatini as a country because we also hosted Cotton Sport from Cameroon elebedlala nayo iRoyal Leopard ngaphansi kwayo iCAF Champions League lebedlalela lapha eMavuso. Mavuso had to give way to CAF Champions League for just one day where Eswatini was represented by yona iRoyal Leopard lema champions ayo M10 Premier League last season lokuyibeka khona la ku Champions League. So again, from Cameroon, you know how Cameroon teams are, you know the country as well, because i-league yakhona ibese ithelela letul siyathi usibalance ama-internationals, but Cameroon is one of the top countries in local football. Leopard early in the minutes they concede, but then they come out of it and they start playing.
Disappointed kakhulu Royal Leopard go consider go first if not the second minute of the game.
Yeah.
Ngicabanga ukuthi kuba limite kakhulu nawubuka ukuthi babuka ukuthi phela thina ufuna ukuthi sipress ukuthi sithole an early goal stock cushion. Only to find ukuthi babese ba counter attack bakwenta lokuqala kunayo. So ugcina sekuplanisa kabe as a coach. But nje Pathizwe kukhona because these guys they are tactically good. Structure sabo ngizibonile sikahle kakhulu nawubabuka ngendlela abadlanga ba structure they play as a unit ba professional futhi so nale physique banayo nawubuka lokuthi incumbi yabo ngama Giants and they are speedy.
Yeah, so, but it's okay. If there's one thing about Royal Leopard, they'll initiate you the ball. Look at this movement which resulted into the goal. Look at the way they won the ball back and they started play immediately. 3 touches after winning the ball. It's a goal.
Yeah, njengoba ushilo Pathizwe ulahlekelwa sengizwe they ncisha you.
Yeah.
Definitely vele strength sayo iRoyal Leopard they ncisha you. Lokumnanzi ngeRoyal Leopard noma kuthiwa ikuphi Pathizwe they make sure that they score. Lokutaka kwenta ukuthi noma kuthiwa lapha njengoba bahambe ne-draw la emathuba akashabalali they can pull a surprise bakore goal le kube 1-1 engcenye bayishaya nabo bese kuyiwa ama penalties ngiyamthemba goalkeeper.
One for Zwakele, they were coming in, man. Offside goal, but they were able to break the defense. Yeah,
several times, but yeah. Not once. Several times. Ngabona ukuthi kukhona amagoli la agcine angastand because bese ba offile. Not once, yeah, not once, but ngabona ukuthi
this is another one.
Another one, yeah. Ba breakile. Aba ne cover goalkeeper. So kukhona Pathizwe especially nabe sodlala ngaphandle ebantwini abanje. There's a very powerful country now khulumela
African
football, yeah, African football powerhouse. Now ubuka ukuthi siyeSwatini kuncane aba expected it but you can surprise them.
Now yeah. the Leopard and the changes from last season in terms of their defensive structure, more especially this central pairing of Tamezulu and Ismanga, and I think coach usite basanga combine kahle.
Yeah.
These two defenders but look how easy it is to break them, master. Sorry Zwakele sengicabanga master. Uyakubona into vele lokuthi abaga combine
the pairing up, yes.
Qale kuthika.
Yeah, ngicabanga ukuthi for the other that is my is it who is Smanga
in time.
Yeah ngicabanga ukuthi usheshe wanikwa umsebenzi lomkhulu kakhulu asengathi establish le team.
Yeah, but he's a
Ngicabanga
national
ukuthi-
team player.
A national team player udlala ngakho national team.
Yeah, but the fact is he's part of the national team setup.
Setup ne experience yokudlala akufanani
Yeah.
parties. Yeah, ngicabanga ukuthi ngiloko parties nawubose kube bana machawo maybe ngabe kusengcoywa manje machawo is
Injury prone.
injury
and all
prone
that,
is
yeah.
heavy yabo.
Yeah.
So kusaqala isizini vele lokuba heavy vele kusetha abahonda because lapha parties kuma team akulu lapha.
Do you think ukuthi i-Royal Leopard the heavily reliance ku Junior will hunt them this time around because Junior has been carrying Royal Leopard. I know the other players are pulling in their weight.
Yeah.
But Junior has been the difference for Royal Leopard.
Yeah.
You've seen the goal, the way he assisted.
Yeah.
With one pass, he took out three
He eliminated
defenders.
exactly.
Three defenders for him. They were done. Look, they're winning the ball. They're finding Junior. Look the number of players around him.
Yeah.
But with one pass, he was able. Do they need another match winner of some sort? Because Junior can only do as much.
Definitely we need another match winner, but it's very unfortunate lokuthi lo mdlali abamtholile lo Thembisa Shabang. It's not registered with CAF. Ngicabanga ukuthi abengayi-add i-value especially emagolini kuma chance njengana nawubuya physique yakhe speed sakhe i-accuracy yakhe ngicabanga ukuthi bebangenta ngconywana. It's very unfortunate lokuthi bagcina basebenzisa nabo Sifiso phambili because vele balekhisha. Sifiso phela is playing more of a
He's a midfielder,
defensive.
Sfiso,
Yeah, he's playing defensive, but now ukuthi utholakala kuphi uyabona ukuthi khona abalekhisha kuko lokuncane but yes.
Now they are going away for the return leg this coming weekend. I think my chances are.
Hey, they are slim, but they are slim kakhulu parties. But what I like with them is that cishe yonke game bayakora. But nginako lokho sibathashaya amagoli abaningi base Cameroon.
If Leopard ingafuna kubuya iphila kule game lena, I know they need a goal, but yini la ngamele bakwende?
Ekufuna ba defend parties and bazame ama counter attacks. Mabangakwenzi lokho parties. They've been in deep trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they can come back with that tactic? They can come back with the result?
Yeah, they can back with us. It's only to force them to go to penalties. They will panic. Then you.
I remember Royal Leopard going to Algeria last season.
Yes.
They're playing, is it Berkane or something? The team they were playing for the quality. If they won that game, they will go on to the group stages.
Group stages.
We didn't give them a chance.
Yes.
But they did it.
Yeah, that's why I say, even this time around, they can do it.
So
nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. And
Yeah,
with
nothing
Royal
impossible.
Leopard, one thing I appreciate about Royal Leopard, they always stay true to what they believe in.
Exactly.
They're gonna play the ball.
They shot the ball.
They're gonna
shot the ball.
Exactly. They're
Yeah,
gonna take the
yeah.
ball away from you
Exactly.
and let you search
Move around, yeah.
for the ball. It will work for them again.
Yeah, ngase nabantu bashintsha baphenike babone ukuthi those guys are ma-giants.
Apha ama strength abo. Nguphi lapho khona kusibona ngafika ukuthi uthi a night deciding factor umflo ngaba winela le game. Who's that person?
Obvious it's Zulu emuva ngicabanga he will be very instrumental. Obvious it's Junior, he will be very instrumental. Mate, the defensive prowess lanayo nale attacking prowess lanayo ngicabanga ukuthi they can win the game.
They can win.
In fact, they will come back with the positive result.
They can win the game, but
Yeah.
you only mentioned defensive players.
Stabashang account.
Who's that player who's going to make them happen?
Kunentaneshi. Ata. Physique uyakhona kubamesha laba seCameroon. Into kufuna ke into ukuthi baphuma icounter sonke isikhathi.
Okay.
Yeah. Kungaba 70 lokho bathizo.
So good. Thank you so much for your time.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Sethemba ukuthi isihlangu lesincane kusasa sitawudlala sende lokusemandleni aso bese sibona labanye ama group
Bese sibona
ukuthi kwende kani.
Yeah, sitawubona ukuthi Sunday sizabe sigqoke impahla ezinjani. Hopefully sizabe sigqoke blue flag colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, nabe sitawudlala kahle kusasa.
Yana umthwalo lo seturu kakhulu lona for ebona badlali labancane basasihlangu semnikati lesincane ema under 20 ukuthi akhone kuphuma kuma group stages. It's already difficult for them because they are the host nation. They supposed to be like bangabi nje ba sama ukuthi sibe siminya kusimane baphume kuma group stages because it doesn't look nice when the host nation fails to get out of the group stages. So we need the players. I know it's a pressure for them, But of course, if you are playing for the national team, it means a pressure you can deal with. So we expect these young lions to go through and represent the country well tomorrow against Mauritius and do all they can do. Everything will fall into places if you do your part. Just say thank you so much to COSAFA for being here with us and just giving us a lowdown on how the tournament has been progressing since it started on Friday. It's going to finish on Sunday. Semi-final. Thursday it's going to be a rest day. Friday semi-finals. Saturday rest day. Sunday third and fourth playoffs. And then later on, Kubengiwo Emma finals of this tournament that has been excited. I've been hugely impressed of what I've been seeing since this tournament started. My name is Patizo Msibi. It's been great. It's been lovely being with you. Good night.